vitamin D solution to all diseases. What if I told you the cure to most chronic illnesses isn't a drug, a surgery, or a secret superfood, but a simple vitamin you're probably missing right now? Millions are suffering, aging faster, and feeling worse, all because of this silent deficiency. The good news: the solution is shockingly easy, and it might just change your life. Welcome to Health Living UK, your trusted space for science-backed tips, real wellness talk, and everything you need to feel stronger, live longer, and age gracefully. If you're passionate about protecting your health, staying independent, and making the most of every stage of life, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss the advice that could change your health journey. Did you know that a silent deficiency might be the root cause of many modern health problems? It's not a virus, not genetics, and not even aging. It's something far more overlooked, something as simple as sunlight, or more precisely, vitamin D. In recent years, researchers and doctors around the world have been stunned by what they've found: a link between low vitamin D levels and nearly every major disease we fear most. We're talking about heart disease, diabetes, depression, osteoporosis, autoimmune conditions, and even some cancers. In fact, a growing number of experts are calling vitamin D the miracle vitamin, or as one doctor recently put it, the single most powerful nutrient you're probably not getting enough of. And the most surprising part: the solution is often free. You don't need fancy prescriptions, expensive therapies, or endless doctor visits. In many cases, all you need is to understand how this vitamin works and how to get enough of it before it's too late. Let's start with a shocking number. Over 1 billion people worldwide are believed to be vitamin D deficient, and among seniors, the percentage is even higher. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Add in less outdoor time, the use of sunscreen, and limited mobility, and the risk skyrockets. But what's really alarming is what this deficiency can lead to. Vitamin D is not just a bone-strengthening vitamin. Yes, it helps absorb calcium and maintain strong bones, but it goes far beyond that. Scientists now know that almost every cell in your body has a vitamin D receptor. That means it's involved in nearly every major system: your immune system, your brain, your heart, your muscles, and your mood. One of the most groundbreaking discoveries in the past decade is the connection between vitamin D and the immune system. It turns out that vitamin D acts like a master switch, helping regulate immune responses. It helps the body fight off infections, viruses, and bacteria more efficiently. And when levels are too low, the immune system becomes overreactive or underreactive, both of which can lead to serious problems. Autoimmune diseases like multiple sclerosis, lupus, and rheumatoid arthritis have all been linked to low vitamin D. When the immune system can't tell the difference between your body and an invader, it starts attacking itself. But studies have shown that patients with higher levels of vitamin D have fewer symptoms and slower disease progression. Some have even gone into remission after regular vitamin D supplementation. But it doesn't stop there. Vitamin D may also be the missing link in mental health. Depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline have been tied to low vitamin D. In fact, one long-term study found that seniors with low levels of vitamin D had more than double the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Why? Because vitamin D affects brain function. It helps regulate mood, reduce inflammation in the brain, and even protect brain cells from damage. And what about heart disease, the #1 killer worldwide? You guessed it. Low vitamin D levels are associated with high blood pressure, increased risk of heart attacks, and arterial stiffness. Vitamin D helps regulate calcium in the bloodstream, reduces inflammation in blood vessels, and supports the heart muscle itself. When levels are optimal, the heart works more efficiently, and risks drop significantly. Even in the fight against cancer, vitamin D is making headlines. Several studies have shown that individuals with higher vitamin D levels have a lower risk of developing colorectal, breast, and prostate cancers. Some researchers believe that vitamin D helps regulate cell growth, preventing the uncontrolled division that leads to tumors. And let's not forget diabetes. Vitamin D helps your body manage insulin and control blood sugar levels. In people with type 2 diabetes, adequate vitamin D has been linked to better glucose control and fewer complications. For prediabetics, it could even delay or prevent the onset of the disease altogether. All of this sounds incredible, but also raises a question. If vitamin D is so powerful, why are we not hearing about it more? Part of the reason is that vitamin D isn't profitable. You can't patent sunlight. Supplements are inexpensive. And the truth is, a lot of chronic illnesses generate a lot of profit. The pharmaceutical industry simply isn't incentivized to promote natural, low-cost solutions that could reduce dependency on drugs. But that's where knowledge becomes power. You now know that vitamin D plays a critical role in nearly every system of your body. The next step is making sure you're getting enough. So, how much is enough? The answer varies depending on who you ask. Many health organizations recommend around 600 to 800 IU international units per day for adults. But an increasing number of researchers argue that this is far too low, especially for seniors. Some experts suggest 2,000 to 5,000 IU daily may be needed to maintain optimal levels, especially if you're not getting much sun. But here's the key. The best way to know is by testing your blood levels. A simple 25-hydroxy vitamin D test can reveal whether you're deficient, insufficient, or in the healthy range. Most experts suggest aiming for a level between 40 and 60 mg/ml for optimal health benefits. Now, let's talk about how to get it. There are three main sources of vitamin D: sunlight, food, and supplements. Sunlight is the most natural source. When UVB rays hit your skin, your body creates vitamin D. The problem is, many people, especially those living in northern climates, or those with darker skin, or seniors who stay indoors, aren't getting enough sunlight. Even spending 15 to 30 minutes in the sun with arms and legs exposed can be beneficial, but it depends on the time of day, latitude, and your skin tone. Food sources include fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as egg yolks, beef liver, and fortified foods like milk and cereals. However, it's nearly impossible to get optimal levels of vitamin D from food alone. That's why supplementation is often necessary. When choosing a supplement, look for vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, which is more effective than DO. Some supplements also include vitamin K2, which helps direct calcium into your bones rather than your arteries. This combination is especially beneficial for heart and bone health. But here's something most people don't know. Magnesium plays a critical role in activating vitamin D in the body. If you're low in magnesium, you may not be able to properly use the vitamin D you're taking. That's why some people don't see results from supplements. They're missing the supporting nutrients. Now, let's address safety. Can you take too much vitamin D? Technically, yes, but toxicity is extremely rare and usually only occurs at extremely high doses over a long period. Taking 5,000 IU daily is considered safe for most adults, especially under a doctor's supervision and with periodic blood testing. In fact, toxicity from vitamin D is far less common than deficiency, and the effects of deficiency are far more dangerous. One of the most hopeful aspects of vitamin D is how quickly it can begin to make a difference. Some people report improvements in energy, mood, and pain levels within a few weeks of correcting a deficiency. In the long term, the benefits could be life-changing. So, is vitamin D a solution to all diseases? Maybe not all, but it certainly plays a role in preventing and improving many of the conditions that rob people of quality of life, especially in old age. And unlike expensive treatments and complicated regimens, this is a solution that's affordable, natural, and within reach for most people. Imagine a world where fewer seniors fall because their bones are stronger, where people with autoimmune diseases suffer fewer flare-ups, where anxiety and depression are lessened, and heart disease is no longer the top killer. That world could be closer than we think, and it starts with something as simple as checking your vitamin D levels. Every year, millions suffer in silence from preventable health issues. But the tide is turning. More and more doctors, researchers, and everyday people are waking up to the power of this essential nutrient. It's time to stop underestimating vitamin D and start using it to reclaim your health, your strength, and your peace of mind. So the next time you open your supplement cabinet or step out into the sunlight, remember, you might be holding the key to unlocking a longer, healthier life. Vitamin D is not just a vitamin, it's a silent protector, a natural healer, and maybe, just maybe, the most underrated solution to the diseases of modern life.